the Aus Pak Women Association, and the Community Migrant Resource Centre, CMRC, collaborated to host a powerful event on the International Day of Elimination of Domestic Violence Against Women. The event aimed to raise awareness about domestic violence, its impact on women and families, and the support available to those affected. The event began with a warm welcome by Aurelia Rahman, who acknowledged the traditional owners of the land and introduced the work of CMRC. Aurelia talked about the work CMRC is doing to support women and families. Aliya Sarfaraz, legal advisor of APWA, and Aurelia Rahman then welcomed guests and dignitaries. Shafaq Jaffari, president of APWA, then took the stage, thanking the audience and dignitaries for their presence. Shafaq talked about the daily cases of domestic violence she encounters and the common question victims ask, "Why me?" She read a story from her new upcoming book. The story was about Dr. Saima, a victim of domestic violence who feels hopeless, and the importance of supporting her and others like her.
This is my first book, Circle of Sorrow, Dard Ke Daire, in English and Urdu language. If possible, please read this book. In this book, we wrote about 5 DV victim stories, their experience in Australia, by the way. All cases belong from Australia. So, my new book is coming soon, but I tried to summarize the story, and this is the real story. So today I want to share the Saima's stories. Saima is coming soon. I changed the name. मैंने just इसको change किया है, but Saima is coming soon. Now, imagine I am Saima. I was born after 10 long years of my parents' prayers and dreams. My father welcomed me with open arms, but my grandmother did not. To her, I was a burden, a disappointment because I was a girl. It's a very common problem in our society. She even blamed me for every misfortune that struck our family, as if my marriage census was the reason for all our struggle. My grandmother, who always lavished love on the sons of her other son, would look at me and my mother with hatred and disdain. She felt that the elder son, through whom their family lineage should continue, had not been blessed with a son, and instead they had a daughter like me. The moment I was born, my grandfather suffered a heart attack and passed away. Manus पैदा होते ही खा गई. And my grandmother constantly grieved, saying that everything had gone wrong the moment I was born. My grandmother, in fact, the entire family believed that I am a bad woman. My mother could cry quietly, but she raised me telling that I was a precious gem and that they would educate with great pride. But my parents were loving and determined. They believed in me, supported me, and nurtured my dreams despite their own hardship. I worked hard in school, always aiming to make them proud.
Throughout the event, speakers emphasized the need to break the stigma surrounding domestic violence and encouraged the audience to report any cases they may encounter.
I'm proud to tell you that I am associated with Aus Pak Women Association and Shafaq. I have seen Shafaq's journey. I respect her. It's not easy in our subcontinent community for women to stand up for women cause. How domestic violence occur in home environment. It's a product. Before domestic violence happened, there are many reasons which already addressed by few people. So the violence is a combination of all these issues which happen in months, years in your life. And that's area normally addressed by social worker. When actual domestic violence happen, then the law enforcement machinery come into picture. Basically police. That is the second stage in this whole game. So you have to understand how police works. That is the second stage. The third stage is a court machinery. Matter goes to the court.
It's easy to, as a GP, I see that day in and day out. Very often the patients themselves don't even say a word, but I can pick up on it. And you can see the signs are there. Very often they would even deny it. And then you have to approach it in a very, very sensible way, giving them that safety, giving them that confidence for them to then open up.
There are skilled Pakistani women coming here that are also being abusive towards their husbands, withdrawing sponsorship applications from their spouses, and it's not just women against men. So today the reminder is it's not just violence against women, but there is also the element of violence of women coming towards men.
I'll start with a quote from Imam Ali alayhi salam, which says, "A moment of patience in a moment of anger prevents 1,000 moments of regrets." And I think when you look at the domestic violence and difficulties that we face, is that moment of anger is what we use and have been used against the women by the men quite a lot, instead of sitting back and thinking for a second. And this is a very big thing. I started looking after domestic violence victims at the age of 23 back in Pakistan.
Then I asked what exactly you want me to, because Shafak is doing a very incredible work with survivors and domestic violence victims. So she said she really wants me to discuss the legal remedies within the Australian legal system. And I said, okay, because I like to talk on this one because I'm doing every day. Australian legal system, I really like that because I really want to shed lights on how it works.
What I want to say today is who enables domestic violence? Who enables it? And the question is within us. I would enable domestic violence if my husband stops me for doing something. It is me first. I can't blame him. Because if I enable his behavior, when he first stops me from doing something, I stop and think, okay, this is within reasons? Fine, of course. I want to be married, I want to have a nice life.
The event concluded with a thank you note from Aurelia, Diana, and Shafak, and gifts were presented to the speakers from Apwa and CMRC. The volunteer of the day, Mohammed Hassan, was also recognized for his hard work. A special dance performance by a young artist added to the event's impact. The food by Nita Catering was appreciated by all, and the event was deemed a success in raising awareness about domestic violence and the support available to those affected.
माशाल्लाह आपका बहुत अच्छा है, शुरू से लेके अब तक जो भी आप कर रहे हो A1 अच्छा कर रहे हो। ऑस पाक बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है, गुड वर्क, गुड जॉब।
इवेंट बहुत अच्छा था और बहुत हमें जो स्पीकर से बहुत अच्छा बोले और हमें बहुत अच्छी नॉलेज भी हो गई कि भाई क्या हो रहा है और हाउ टू अप्रोच, और अगर कोई हमें ड्रीम विक्टिम मिला तो किसको अप्रोच करना है और कैसे करना है, तो सब ने बहुत अच्छा बोला। वी गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ फीडबैक एंड वी गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ information. That is the main thing.
This is a really inspiring story. I'm sure many people will learn from this story and they will get help eventually from this story. Thanks again for organizing such events like this, which will inspire people and help people.
So good, and stories were really inspiring for the people, and it was for the domestic violence and for the victims in here. So learned a lot, like what's our rights and what we can do.
माशाल्लाह शफक के सारे प्रोग्रामों की तरह बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम था, इंफॉर्मेशन थी स्पेशली उनके लिए जो नीडी है और दे आर लुकिंग फॉर सम हेल्प, सो इट्स सच अ बिग हेल्प। और I mean we feel like that we are not alone.
Thank you so much, Shafkat. Sis, I really enjoyed the program. Very motivational, emotional as well. But thank you for letting me be here and discussing all these issues. And thank you for the help. Looking forward for more.
Aus Pak Association का ये प्रोग्राम जो था about domestic violence. We had very good speakers here and very well said. One thing I like to say to the victims, all those victims, when they say ये मेरे साथ ही क्यों हुआ है, ये मेरे साथ ही क्यों होता है, I've been there, I've done that, and I really like to say that when I was in that position.
आपका इवेंट बहुत अच्छा था, बहुत अवेयरनेस आती है हमें इसमें, बहुत बेशक नाम भी डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस में जाए लेकिन फिर भी अवेयरनेस बहुत टू मच आती है, जो हम सब के लिए अच्छा है, जैसे हम हाउस वाइफ है ना उनके लिए तो बहुत अच्छा है ये।
The APWA would like to extend their gratitude to the entire CMRC team, including Diana, Aurelia, Bhavana, and Farzana, for their hard work and dedication in making this event a success. Your efforts are truly appreciated.